I'm standing on my patio, coffee in hand, watching Linda, the HOA tyrant of Willow Creek, burst out of my pool looking like she just took a dip in a blueberry smoothie. Her skin's glowing this wild, electric blue, her hair's dripping neon streaks, and she's screaming like she's auditioning for a horror flick. The neighbors so man, they're just frozen, jaws on the ground, as she stumbles across my deck, yelling, "What the hell did you do to me, Mark?" Now, I didn't set out to turn the queen of our homeowners association into a smurf, but let me tell you, this wasn't her first unauthorized swim in my pool. This suburban showdown had been brewing for months, and Linda, well, she pushed me to it. Let's back up. My pool's my escape, my little slice of heaven in a hectic world. After years of grinding at work, missing family vacations, and saving every penny, I built this backyard oasis, nothing fancy, just a rectangle of sparkling water that feels like a hug from summer itself. Every Sunday morning, I'd sit out there with my coffee, listen to the birds, and let the world melt away. It wasn't just a pull, it was a promise I made to myself, a reminder I'd earned something good. But then came Linda Thompson, our HOA president, strutting around with her clipboard like she's the sheriff of suburbia. Middle-aged, always rocking a fake tan that screamed, "I spent too long in a booth." She didn't just walk our cul-de-sac, she patrolled it, hunting for anything she could slap with a violation. "Not up to code," she'd chirp, or "this doesn't meet community standards." I swear, she loved writing tickets more than she loved her own front lawn, which, by the way, was pristine but pool-less. That's Linda had no pool, and I'm pretty sure that's what lit the fuse. At first, I flew under her radar. I kept my hedges trimmed, paid my dues, nodded at HOA meetings like a good neighbor. My buddy Tom next door wasn't so lucky. Linda lost it when he painted his mailbox a shade too close to ivory instead of sandstone. But then summer hit, and things got weird. I come home early from work and find damp footprints on my patio, a soggy towel slung over my chair, once even a stray soda can bobbing in the shallow end. I told myself it was nothing, maybe kids, maybe a raccoon with a drinking problem. But one Sunday, as I stepped outside with my coffee, I heard splashing, not a gentle drip, but full on, someone's having a party splashing. I rounded the corner, and there she was, Linda, floating in my pool on my inflatable dolphin, wearing a lime green swim cap, sunglasses perched on her nose, humming like she's at a resort. I stood there dumbfounded like I just caught a peacock napping in my living room. "Linda," I said, try not to drop my mug, "what are you doing?" She didn't even flinch, just smiled, all syrupy, and said, "Oh, Mark, good to see you. Just checking your waters. P can't let a pool like this go to waste. Lowers the whole neighborhood's vibe." I blinked. "This is my pool, Linda. Private property." She waved me off like I was a kid whining about sharing. "Oh, don't be dramatic. An unused pool's practically a community eyesore. I'm doing you a favor keeping the morale up." Morale? I wanted to scream, but I just pointed at the gate. "Get out." She climbed out, slow as molasses, dripping water all over my deck, gave me this patronizing little smile, and said, "We'll chat at the next HOA meeting, Mark. Think about the community." Then she sashayed off, leaving wet footprints like a trail of entitlement. I should have called the cops right then, locked the gate, built a moat. But I figured hope she'd gotten her kicks and would move on. Big mistake. Linda wasn't a one-and-done trespasser. She was a serial swimmer. A week later, I came home early. Office AC was shot and heard splashing again. There she was, lounging on my dolphin float, sipping a mojito, looking like she'd booked my backyard on Airbnb. "Linda," I shouted. She barely looked up, just pushed her sunglasses down and sighed. "Mark, relax. This pool's too nice to sit empty. You barely use it." I was floored. "It's mine, Linda. I don't have to use it for it to be off limits." She smirked, took a sip, and said, "HOA rules say visible amenities affect property values. So technically, I'm protecting the neighborhood's aesthetic. I swear, I felt my brain short-circuit. Hand over the glass and get out. I snapped. She handed it over, climbed out, and whispered as she passed, "This isn't over, Mark." It wasn't. She started sneaking in when I was at work, leaving towels, sunscreen smudges, even a half-eaten protein bar once. My neighbor Tom tipped me off one evening, leaning over the fence, all nervous. Mark, saw Linda in your pool yesterday with a cocktail, thought you invited her." I nearly choked. Invited her? Tom, if I ever do that, lock me up. I installed camera sheep ones at first, then upgraded to motion sensors, the works. And oh, did they deliver. One lunch break, I checked the feed and caught Linda in glorious 4K, doing backstrokes, wine glass balanced on the float. She'd even dragged a lawn chair over. I confronted her that night, showed her the footage. Her response? Could be anyone. Anyone. In a leopard print swimsuit, sipping rose at 2 p.m. I realized then Linda didn't care about reason. She cared about control. Things got uglier. At the next HOA meeting, she stood up, all prim and proper, and said, "I propose we open underused amenities like Mark's pool for community access. It's only fair." I shot up. "No way. My pool's private, not a public park." She tilted her head, all fake sympathy. "Mark, an unused pool drags down our community spirit." The room went quiet. Nobody dared cross her. Then the violation notices started flooding in. Fence too tall by an inch. Pool pump too loud. Water too reflective. Reflective? She was weaponizing her clipboard, trying to bully me into submission. I stacked the notices in a box labeled Linda's Revenge Tour and swore I wouldn't fold. That's when I snapped, not with anger, but with clarity. I was done playing her game, done arguing with someone who thought my backyard was her personal spa. Sitting by my pool one night, beer in hand, I remembered a college prank dumping green dye in a campus fountain. It was legendary, got the whole school talking. If dye could embarrass a dean, it could dethrone an HOA queen. I researched pool-safe, dye non-toxic, washable but bold. Electric blue, the kind that screams, "Look at me." I ordered 50 gallons, enough to make the water glow like a neon sign. I wasn't trying to hurt her, just make her regret stepping foot in my yard. I set up cameras everywhere. One hidden in a planter, one on the fence, one under the eaves, all feeding to a cloud. I staged the Xenia tacky towel she loved, the dolphin float, an empty, glass-irresistible bait. I even texted Tom to keep his kids inside, just in case. Safety first, chaos second. The morning of, I poured the dye into the skimmer, watched the pool turn into a glowing blue beacon. I felt like a kid plotting a prank, half giddy, half terrified I'd gone too far. But every time I thought of Linda's smug community aesthetic speech, I doubled down. By afternoon, I was parked inside, blinds cracked, camera feeds live. At 3 p.m., the gate creaked. Linda slipped in leopard cover-up, floppy hat, the works. She scanned the yard, kicked off her sandals, and dove in like she owned the place. My heart pounded. She surfaced, oblivious, splashing around, sipping her wine. Then it hid her skin, started glowing blue, her hair streaked neon. She froze, stared at her hands, and let out a scream that could have cracked glass. "What the hell is this?" She scrambled out, tripping, dripping blue everywhere, looking like a cartoon villain mid-meltdown. The neighbors caught it all. Tom dropped his hose, laughing so hard he wheezed. A couple walking their dog whipped out their phones. Kids on bikes rolled up, giggling. Linda spun, shrieking, "Mark, you monster! This is assault." I stepped outside, phone recording, and said, "No, Linda, this is trespassing." And I've got it all on tape. The crowd roared. She tried to spin it. I was inspecting for safety, but nobody bought it. Her blue footprints trailed across my patio, down the sidewalk, straight to her house. By morning, the videos were everywhere. Tom posted his, the dog walkers theirs. The neighborhood Facebook group lit up with smurf memes and captions like Linda's true colors. She tried to come back, posting a video claiming I'd poison her, but the comments tore her apart. You dove in, lady. That's on you. The final showdown was the HOA meeting. The clubhouse was packed. Neighbors who never showed up brought folding chairs. Linda marched in, still faintly blue, clutching her clipboard like a lifeline. I demand Mark face consequences for this chemical attack, she barked. I laughed. You mean the attack you swam into? After trespassing for months. The room cracked up. The board, finally growing a spine, voted her out as president unanimous, minus her own hand. She stormed out, defeated, her reign over. A week later, her house was for sale. She was gone, no goodbye, just a moving truck and a whisper of blue at her hairline. Standing by my pool now, I feel the quiet Agano footprints. No notices, just water and peace. Linda didn't just lose her throne, she taught me something. You don't let someone rewrite your boundaries just because they've got a title or a loud voice. Sometimes you fight back with a little mischief, a little creativity, and a whole lot of blue dye. Was I wrong to humiliate her like that? Maybe. But when someone stomps on your peace, you draw a line. Mine just happened to be neon blue. So what do you think? Ever had a neighbor like Linda, pushing until you push back? Drop your story below. I am all ears. And if you love this wild ride, hit subscribe. Trust me, Suburbia's got more drama where this came from.